Yo, so first impression. I hope y'all like the new face cam. We've got the new recording software figured out. We're taking steps forward. We're making things happen over here at Cage Calculated. We're no longer using Zoom. We're one and done with Zoom. I am so happy I can actually see myself in the video. Now you're just not getting lectured to like I'm your middle school math teacher. That's pretty cool. Welcome to the video though. This is going to be talking about who I think is going to be the champion in each division come this time next year in 2026. The premise of this video is I've seen a lot of other people do it. It seems pretty cool. ESPN just did an article about who they thought were going to be champions, and I'm going to throw my hat in the ring because I am the rightest, most smartest person in the entirety of this UFC community, and I know best. I'm going to go 11 for 11, and when I look back on this video, y'all are just going to, glaze me and think how great I am at predictions. I also did not do too many stats in this video. It's just basically going to be my ball knowledge and see if I really know what I'm talking about. So that's pretty cool. Also, the Texas jersey stays on. Texas plays Michigan tomorrow in the CHEEZ Bowl. Hook 'em. I didn't want to make the playoffs anyways. The CHEEZ Bowl is exactly where I wanted to be. That's our national championship. Shout out Michigan. I know they're, shout out Sharon Moore. No, that's not shout out Sharon Moore. He's cheated his way through enough. Going into what we're going to talk about in the video, though, we'll start in women's strawweight, who I think will be women's strawweight champion. Let's talk about Zhang Wei Li. She's going to be my champion at the end of 2026. She moved up to fight Valentina Shevchenko, and if you tuned in to watch that fight and were excited for that fight, I'm sorry. I deeply apologize because I knew that fight was going to be a stinker. I'm not going to say I'm right every single time, but holy God, was it a stinker. That Shevchenko is just much larger than Wei Li. I know she was itching for that fight her entire career, that being Wei Li. Yeah, don't do that again. Stick to your thing in strawweight. She's going to be having to fight against Mackenzie Dern to get her belt back. Mackenzie Dern obviously is the current champion, but look, again, I'm not trying to disrespect, but she's a submission specialist. She does not scare me in that Wei Li fight. I think Wei Li absolutely does whatever she wants and wins the belt back. And then you're looking at the rest of this division. She's already, kind of cleaned it out. So, Wei Li, maybe wait around until Shevchenko retires or, build up enough social credit to get back to where you wanted to be. But right now, you don't just stay in strawweight. You can keep doing what you're doing and build up the legacy there. Moving on to women's flyweight, Valentina Shevchenko will be my champion at the end of 2026. My only reservation is that she might retire this year. I hope it's not the case, but she's been so dominant. I'm not going to bet against that dominance. She's just that good. Obviously defeated another great fighter in Wei Li, who I just talked about. And then she's already kind of looking at this division, defeated Manon Fiorot. She's going to possibly fight the winner of that Rose Namajunas versus Natalia Silva fight come January. I don't know. I think Natalia Silva could give her a little bit of a problem, but I'm not betting against Valentina Shevchenko. She's that good. And if she stays active, stays, wanting to stay in the UFC and not retire, she will be champion come 2027. Moving on to men's flyweight, the current champion, my Pookie, my sweet, my everything, Joshua Van is currently the champion. And look, I love Joshua Van, but Alexandre Pantoja will be champion at the end of 2026. He needs to come back healthy from that injury. There's a little bit of, speculation of how good will he be when he comes back. It was a pretty nasty elbow injury, but he is that good. He's number 9 pound for pound. He's been champion for a while and was kind of entering kind of that Demetrius Johnson territory of, is this guy one of the best at flyweight, maybe in the UFC ever. So the way I see this playing out in this division, Joshua Van is going to take on either Manel Kape or Tatsuro Taira. I hope it's Manel Kape. I do want to see that fight. But I think Manel Kape beats Joshua Van, unfortunately. I hope not. But Manel Kape wins, and then Tatsuro Taira takes on the winner of those two. Maybe Tatsuro Taira takes on another, Amir Albazi, or maybe just kind of has a tune-up fight. I don't know. But Tatsuro Taira possibly beats Kape. I don't think he beats Van. And then Pantoja will be back, hopefully late summer, early to mid-fall. And Pantoja will take the belt back, is the way I see it. So that's the way, I don't know. Flyweight is an awesome division. It's one of my favorite divisions right now. But Pantoja is just my guy. And he's one of the greats for a reason. Then moving into women's bantamweight, my champion is going to be Kayla Harrison. She's taking on the greatest women's MMA fighter of all time in Amanda Nunes for her fight in January on UFC 324. My problem with that is that Amanda Nunes is coming off a 2.5-year retirement. I don't know how good she's going to be. Is she going to be good still? Yes. Her camper is always great. She always shows up ready to fight. But Kayla Harrison's legit. Kayla Harrison is a PFL champion. She has dominated since she's come over to the UFC, and I don't see her getting beat anytime soon. Her arms look larger than mine. She looks like a freaking dude. I mean, she's huge. She's just like unbelievably massive at bantamweight. And, you know, Nunes has always been talked about how she looks giant too, but this is a good fight. I hope this fight ends up as good as it's being projected to be. I think Kayla Harrison beats Amanda Nunes, and then looking at the rest of the division, I just don't see anyone else really competing with her. She'll probably get one more fight. The only reservation, again, I have is her possibly retiring. She's 35 or 36 already. She could potentially retire after that Nunes fight to just say, I don't have anything else to prove, but I hope she doesn't, and if she doesn't, she will be champion at the end of 2026. Then moving into men's bantamweight, we have the new champion, my also sweet and pooky Petr Yan. So Petr Yan's going to be my champion at the end of 2026. I think he keeps his belt. Here's the way I see this division playing out. He obviously defeated Merab in probably MMA fight of the year. That was such a great fight. I cannot stress how cool that one was. But the winner of Sean O'Malley and Song Yadong will get Petr Yan. Sean O'Malley's not beating Petr Yan. Song Yadong, I don't think, is ready to even be in the conversation to beat Petr Yan. Then you have the rematch against Merab. I bet against Petr Yan once. It won't happen again. I think he has Merab figured out. Merab hopefully takes some time off because, good Lord, you've been a gladiator in the last 15 months. But Petr Yan, I think, defeats Merab in that trilogy fight. And then the only possibility I could see of it being really close is Umar gets one more fight at the very end of the year against Petr Yan. I hope that doesn't happen because Umar does have, he is dangerous and he's a pretty good stylistic matchup for Petr Yan. But I think that fight will be in 2027. That's kind of why I think Petr Yan will be kind of where he is now. And I think he keeps the belt. He looks awesome. He's his second title reign after 5 years of not having the belt, after a 2-fight losing streak. Again, Petr Yan can't talk about how great he is. Next, moving to featherweight. So we have this just... everyone wanted to see it, the Volkanovski versus Diego Lopez fight, because it was so close the first time. Yeah, great. So we get to see that fight on UFC 325 on January 31st. So the winner of that fight, here's the way I see this division going. Volkanovski either wins or retires, or he loses and tries to get one more fight and then retires. Diego Lopez, if he wins, he's going to be fighting the winner of Movsar Evlaev and Lerone Murphy. Movsar Evlaev will beat Lerone Murphy and be the champion of featherweight in 2026. I know he didn't fight in 2025. Kind of sucks. Again, these freaking Dagestani fighters, dude, they do not fight often. But he dominated before the very end, beat Aljamain Sterling. So, I mean, I guess, hold that weight however you want. But he will beat Lerone Murphy. Lerone Murphy's undefeated. Movsar Evlaev is undefeated. Let's see who wins that fight. Whoever wins it moves into the title picture. Have them take on Diego Lopez or Volk, and then the winner of that, will be champion. And I think Movsar will come out of that as the guy. Moving into lightweight, and this is the nightmare division right now. So I'll start with just my pick. Arman Tsarukyan deserves his title shot, and I think he'll be champion. He isn't an incredibly exciting fighter, but he's a deserving fighter. He's been the number one contender for the better part of 2 years. I want to see him fight for a belt. And we have this fraudulent fight against Justin Gaethje and Paddy Pimblett for the interim belt because Ilya is having, his issues. And not to talk about that too much, but I don't know when he's going to fight next. He's chasing Islam. Islam's not running, but moving up to different divisions, just trying to make a cool legacy picture. I just don't know what's going to happen, right? So with Ilya, if he stays in this division, does he beat Arman Tsarukyan? Maybe. That's a good fight. but he doesn't want to fight him. He said he'll fight Paddy Pimblett, but I don't know. I don't have a great prediction or a picture of how this division is going to shape up. It's just going to be, this one's more of a guess and who I think is the champ. I don't know who to pick for that one yet. I'm going to have to figure that out here soon. But the winner of that fight will take on possibly Ilya. If Ilya wants to move up and fight Islam, maybe that happens. Then Arman fights the winner of Gaethje Pimblett. I'm not even going to include the Oliveira Max Holloway BMF belt. That's not even in the picture. So I think Sarukian beats these two, and I think Ilya. There's nothing concrete enough to say that I think he will be champion come the end of the year. Then in welterweight, I have Islam Makhachev continuing to dominate. I'm not one to bet against him, and he just beat JDM in such a good, super exciting, thrilling fight. I'm kidding, that fight was ass. Man, I mean, you had a card of freaking Valentina Weili, and then followed it up with Islam JDM. I mean, good lord. Thanks, UFC. Islam will fight possibly Shavkat, maybe Ian Machado Gary. I don't know. But I think he will beat Machado Gary. Shavkat's interesting. I don't know if he beats Shavkat, but I'm not going to bet against Islam. If he fights Ilya, I again have Islam in that fight. I know it may be kind of controversial, but Islam's good, man. And as he's the pound for pound number one in the world, shocking prediction for me. Islam is good. But he's the welterweight champ for a reason. He keeps moving up, and I think he just continuously shows us why he is the best. Moving into middleweight, another super boring prediction. I kill everybody! Yeah, you kill me to watch your fights, dude. Had the worst fight of 2025 against DDP by, I was going to say a bad joke, but we're not going to say that. But it was not great to watch. We're not going to see that one again. He's possibly going to fight Nasruddin Imavov. That's my prediction of who he's going to fight next. And, Khamzat's going to do the exact same thing and just lay on top of him and play a super safe fight. It's effective, but oh my God, does it suck. My fight I hope he fights against is Anthony Hernandez, but as I stated in my other video, I don't know if he's going to get that fight off the rip. Strickland's fighting Brendan Allen. Please do not put Sean Strickland in another title fight. For the love of God, if I have to watch this dude jab and teep kick his way through another fight, I shit you not, it will be over. Like, I cannot do it. I physically and mentally cannot watch another Sean Strickland bullcrap decision win or loss. All of it sucks. Khamzat, I do not like him, but I think he'll be the champ at the very end of the year because he'll fight one time and defeat Imavov. So, light heavyweight, Pereira is projected to move up into heavyweight. I'm going to keep following those projections, and my prediction is Yuri. Let's go for that. Bring the belt back to my village. Let's go for that. I'm coming. He's just the greatest ever. We need a Yuri soundboard. Possibly going to fight Carlos Ulberg for that title when Pereira will most likely vacate it. I have him beating Ulberg. If he does fight Ankalaev, that could be closer, but I don't know. Does anyone want to see Ankalaev fight in the big 2-6? I don't. So, I mean, you have all these Ankalaev Glazers. It's a different style. Watch it. It's like, I know it's effective. Again, we get into the Khamzat theory. I just don't like watching it. It's not fun. He's ugh. I can't even put into words how much it just pisses me off to watch an Ankalaev fight. Thank God Pereira knocked his ass out. So I see Yuri winning that one. I hope to God he just destroys Ankalaev and we never have to hear from him again. Let's go for that. And finally, we'll move into heavyweight. We've got One-Eyed Tom, I think he's already had his eye surgery, or is about to have his eye surgery. I don't know. I don't even care anymore. This heavyweight division makes me sick. We've got the great personality of Cyril Gane waiting there, and I hope the fight, the heavyweight fight we all see is against Alex Pereira, because Alex Pereira will smoke Cyril Gane. He's got the power. He's got the opportunity to become a 3-division champ, and that's something I want to see, and maybe I'm playing that into my prediction, but he is that good. Poatan is just a blast to watch. One of my favorite fighters, Chama. We'll see him Chama his way through heavyweight, and then I think he beats Tom Aspinall if Tom Aspinall gets healthy. This division, man. we'll Salsa Boy division. Well, I mean, maybe we'll just flip up and say Salsa Boy. It'll be Pereira, but that's my prediction for every single division. Hope you liked the video. I know it was a little bit of a shorter one. It wasn't too statistical based, but got some banger ones that are in the works now, and we'll see what happens in the future. And then that breakdown's coming soon, man. I'm excited for it. It's gonna be so good, dude. Also, follow the Instagram, follow Twitter at Cage Calculated. Check it out. We're also going to possibly doing some TikTok stuff. Maybe, I don't know. My brother needs to come through. So, with all that being said, hope you liked it. Leave a like down. Leave some comments. Subscribe if you enjoyed. See ya!